Hey, Reflections. So today is just going to be just different thoughts that I've been having, different observations I've been having, and just taking a look at ourselves and society, culture, all of these things, which has been really interesting. Once you're open, really, and once you decide to live in a loving heart space, once you are not fearful of these visions or premonitions, dreams, lucid dreams, altered state of consciousness, you are never disconnected. And you're not disconnected unless you are fearful, really, and that's when all of these things are cut off. So if you are living in a fearful state of consciousness, you will not be able to access these states, only because what you will be accessing isn't necessarily good for you. It could be traumatic, especially when you are on that wavelength. I have had encounters with different entities, malevolent entities, but it was never them hurting me. It was always them showing me that, this is what's wrong with humanity, or what's wrong within yourself, or what's wrong within the world. It was never to take my energy or hurt me or any of those silly things. I feel that in order to be victimized or to be a victim of some sort of spiritual attack, you yourself are not working with your higher self, number one. Your higher self, your soul, that is you, and your avatar is an extension of your higher self. So this little Samina, and then there's the soul, there's little you, and then there's the soul. And your, like I keep on saying, your gender, your circumstances, your religions, all of these things aren't necessarily your soul, but what you identify with in order to make sense of this reality and have some type of structure and law and moral, really. So that's what all of that is. I've been having some really amazing lucid dreams, and it's not accompanied, sometimes when I have lucid dreams, I'm aware within a dream and then I could make things happen, but the majority of the dreams now have been downloads of information from my higher self, that loving feeling. I don't know if you guys have had this experience recently with these energy shifts, but it almost feels like I don't want to wake up. That's exactly how it feels, at least for me these days. I am so happy to be in these altered states of consciousness, these very lucid thought currents that I'm ruminating on in my sleep. It almost feels like how you would imagine being held by your mother as if you were an infant, if you were in the womb, if you were just safe, safe, and there was no such thing as fear or sadness or insecurities or judgment or any of these things. That's basically how I felt. And then I wake up and I come back to this reality. And I've given myself a new title recently, the Internet Philosopher. Because let's get real, it's exactly what I am, and that's my niche, I believe. I don't like to call myself anything else because, I'm just observing. I'm observing relationships, I'm observing the collective, I'm observing myself. And there are a few things that I find, quite disturbing. And it seems like, I talk about singularity, I talk about oneness, I talk about we are one, we are one, we are one. And then I go on Facebook, and I go down the comment section and I see it's us. It's us. All of this is us. And not taking self-ownership, not taking responsibility of your awareness and your thoughts and the energy that we are putting out, really. And here we are blaming everything else, it's us. I get quite sad, when I read comments of, not my comments, thankfully, you guys are awesome. You guys are very loving, and I am quite shocked that I have not gotten many nasty comments or anything like this. But then again, I don't really have that many views. I only have 65,000 views. I can only imagine if this were to get more views. My co-host is coming, the cat. I want to take, you can't drink this. I want to take this off, but I have this on a tripod and I can't really show you guys. Oops, let me just, the reason why I have this on me all the time is I don't know if you see that. Yeah, everything is done by my iPhone, and that's why I always have my iPhone in my hand. It's not that I'm not paying attention, it's that I'm controlling my camera. And I wish, here, let's focus that a little bit. I wish that I could take it off the tripod and just show you the cat, because whenever he sees me here, he just always comes moseying around. But what I was saying was, it's us, man. It's us. And, there needs to be some type of ownership of the energy that one is giving off, I find, with these dreams that I've been having, and they're not dreams, there are lucid dreams, obviously, but the most important dreams that are happening to me are these lucid states of thought currents that I have. And a lot of it has to do with the collective and how we are treating each other, how we are treating ourselves, and how we really, at least not any of my subscribers, but, or I don't really know, but it's like we judge, by one video, we judge by one Facebook post, we judge by one Snapchat post, and I see that the reason why there's not so much realness on social media, forget about YouTube, but social media, and including the real, one-on-one world, why is there so much fakery? Why must people take a lot of drugs in order to feel comfortable enough to have a conversation with one another? Well, because their guard's up. Their guard's up. And Arongoch did a beautiful 3-part series on insecurities. I would highly suggest you guys watch that, and also I'll link that down below so you guys can watch it as well. But I feel the root of all this is obviously insecurities. The reason why, your favorite YouTuber or, the person down the road or whoever that you feel is being fake or not vulnerable, I always talk about being vulnerable, and the key is vulnerability, is because it's fucking hard. It's hard when you have, the whole entire world looking at you, and not many people do put themselves out there to put themselves in the place of the person that is, so all of these things stem from, you know, am I going to be judged? You know, but then again, we ourselves are the only people judging ourselves. You know, we are the judgment. You know, we are the ones that are putting each other through pain, and ourselves, really. We're putting ourselves through pain. We're putting each other through pain. And I feel that was the main message that I got from my higher self in these videos, in these dreams, you know, is we as a collective need to take ownership of our own BS, really, you know, because if it takes so little for us to be offended, and Zen masters are not offended. You know, I try to live my life as unoffended as possible, even though sometimes I myself make mistakes and catch myself in that energy space of being offended. I completely put an observation to it, and I do not identify with that offended energy. And then I change that energy. You know, I change the direction of my thought, really. So this is the observation that I saw, you know, because I see so much, you know, so much stuff online as you guys, and I've been realizing, why do these people do not want to be vulnerable? Why? Well, because when you are vulnerable, there are individuals in that dualistic nature where they only see black and white. You know, they only see black and white, and they don't see the gray, and they don't see the evolution of change in consciousness. You know, if somebody is staying the same way, if somebody is the same person, the same personality forever, that is not change, and that is not growth. You know, so that's why I call myself the Internet Philosopher now. Oh my goodness, hold on, let me get this out. Meow. All right, I'll get you down. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so I had to show you the cat. I have like hair all over me now. Yeah, so that's why I've been realizing I always talk about being vulnerable, putting yourself out there. But then I myself, you know, I don't think about anything, I just do. You know, and a lot of people, they think about things before they do it. And I think there's cat hair on my there's cat hair everywhere, actually. But yeah, I don't really think about things before I put them up, really. And that's probably not something good, but I'm impulsive. That's just how I am, you know? I speak my truth and I just throw it out there. And, you know, these days, I expect nothing, really. You know, I expect nothing, but I do put that out there to show we're all human, man. We're all human, and we're not perfect because we were born perfect and then life happened to us. Life happened to us, trauma happened to us, and then we got into situations where we didn't want to get into, and now we are just trying to live with our imperfections, love ourselves as much as possible, and to learn from all of these experiences, you know? So I've been really learning a lot about myself, about humanity, about culture, and how culture is definitely not your friend. I'm going to do another video on this, obviously not today because it's getting kind of long, but yeah, I've been learning about so much, you know, of this cultural programming that is very much against nature. And I've read a book, it's called The History of Everything, I believe, or The History of the World, and it's an occult book, and it said that everything that you know is upside down, and it really does feel that way. it really does feel that way once you are reading between the lines of everything, and you're seeing all of the patterns, and you know, we're basically collecting data and information from our surroundings, from our field of perception. You know, it's we the observer, and then the field of perception is what we get all of our information, and then we bring that back into us, and then we process. And that's why, you know, recently it's been so overwhelming, you know. And once you make that conscious decision or that intent to stay open, you know, as long as you are in contact with your higher self and your team or whoever you work with, you know, it's always open. Anyway, reflections. I hope you guys are having a happy Friday, and I hope you're having an awesome, awesome, awesome day. Hey, reflections. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos.